please like and subscribe.
Welcome back to another Crypto Bros
I'm Holly Girl.
podcast number 68.
Good job.
68. So we took a 1 week hiatus and we're back.
Yes, took a little break.
For better or worse.
A little forced break, I guess.
I don't know.
We'll see what
Whatever it ends up being.
Didn't work out.
So before we go any further, though, we do have some guests this week. One of them that you can see, Jaren, everybody knows her better as Rabbit with Vitreus project. And then one that you can't see, Drew, but he assures us he's just as handsome as he is in the picture that you see of him. I don't know. I don't know if we can believe that. In this space, you know, it's hard to take people's words for things sometimes. So, but we'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
I can confirm he's just as handsome.
If this goes well and we have a second one, I'll have a camera next time and I'll grace you with my visual. All right.
Ooh, Grace.
Yes.
It's been a while since I've been graced. But we do appreciate you guys coming on and joining us today as I fight my headphones. But we do appreciate you taking that time out with us. And we're going to get into your project in depth in here in just a couple of minutes. But before we get started, how was everybody's week? How was everybody's 2 weeks? I guess I should ask. Good? Bad? Different?
Yeah. We're going to do this Roman Coliseum style, like, meh.
Oh, in the middle. Great. Okay, so
It's all right.
lots of stories.
I'm here with you guys now, so I'm better.
I think probably this heat that we
Makes
are
it all better.
experiencing has probably put a damper on everybody's mood.
That's what it is.
I mean, Holly, how's the heat in Arizona?
We're still above 110, you guys, trucking right along. I think we're at 36 days now.
I have
And
some.
there's-
That's disgusting.
That's for hot.
That is disgusting.
I have some super exciting news for you, though, Holly. Guess what? For the next 2 weeks, it's not even going to hit the 90s here. We finally got a break.
Exciting news.
And we're shooting for 20.
Yeah, you need to come visit.
But you're our friend, Holly. You're supposed to be excited for us.
I'm not. I'm petty.
I'm in Texas and it's just as hot, so
Oh,
I'm over it.
Yeah. We were talking earlier off camera about how we used to love the summer when we were younger, and I'm at that age where I freaking hate it. Like, I'm over it. I don't know why I live in Missouri and go through the humidity and the heat, and it's dumb. I'm dumb. I need a change.
I'm dumb.
I need a change of pace. So.
you just now realized it. No, I'm just joking. I'm sorry.
So I want to spend a lot of time talking to you guys about your project. So we're going to move right along into the good and the bad and the ugly. Okay, so this week, a little bit lighthearted, okay?
Yeah.
But I do want to start off with the good in a positive kind of round of applause way and say happy birthday to Bbtf.
Do we sing?
Yes.
I thought about singing, but then we actually want people to watch the rest of the podcast, so I thought we probably ought to not sing.
All right.
So, but tomorrow, it will be, was it August 5th? Will be 1 year.
Yes.
Tomorrow will be their birthday. We've had Dawn on with us twice, I believe, and we've kind of taken the ride with them, and we're always brutally honest here in their ups and in their downs, in their victories and their disappointments. But tomorrow, the 5th marks, because sometimes I forget people don't watch this right away.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, that may not really be tomorrow for whoever's watching it, but marks their 1 year anniversary, and I couldn't think of a better thing for the good this week. So a round of applause to those guys.
Hey,
Birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
yes, happy birthday. And honestly, it's a big milestone to hit a year, especially in the crypto industry. How many projects have we seen go, 6 months and then, they just kind of die off and stuff. So I think a year is something to be very proud of. And I'm super proud of them getting to, be on this journey with them. I just think it's such a milestone, and happiest birthday to BBTF, Blockbuster Token.
Yeah, and you say that, a year's a big deal. Let's just look back in the last 2 to 3 months at how many projects launched and rugged. It's
Right.
unbelievable,
Yeah.
So a year is, I feel like it's kind of like dog years, where for every year in the crypto space, it's like 7 in real life. Because I feel like I've aged twice or 7 times faster in the last 2 years we've been doing this.
Wow.
So congratulations to you guys. We wish you all the success in the world. We have had the pleasure, like I said, of having Dawn on and getting to know some of the people behind that team. So good job.
Yes, bravo.
So the bad.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
Wah, wah, wah.
The
Yep.
4 of us collectively have not had a very good couple weeks. Right?
Yes.
When it comes to poker.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this week,
I wonder where you was going with
this week the bad is poker.
Yeah.
And I really don't want to elaborate much more on it than that, but I will tell you that poker is something that we all really enjoy.
We do.
Okay? And for those of
I
you
love poker. Let's talk.
Okay.
Yes.
So for those of you that are interested, we actually have a poker league starting in a couple weeks. If you're interested in that, ask to join the Discord. We'll get you more information on what that looks like. But we all love to play Texas Hold'em,
Yes.
and some of us are pretty good at it.
She's like,
I'm
Texas,
not.
yes.
Some of us aren't, but it's still fun. And one of the things that we do when we play is we hang out on our Discord and we chat while we play, which is probably just as fun or more fun than actually playing cards.
Yeah.
And some of the conversations have been recorded and been put on YouTube.
And some have been recorded, but we couldn't put it on
And
Yeah,
YouTube.
some of them got recorded and it just wasn't worth editing, and so it just got thrown in file 13, which would be the trash bin. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but if you're interested in poker and that's something you like, that league actually starts on the 19th.
August
So we're
19th.
trying to get registration done within the next week or so. But check out our Discord. We'll go from there. It's basically all we really use Discord for is play
Yeah.
poker.
Yeah, that's about it.
And record the podcast. That's
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
we found our little niche when it came to that. So the ugly. A lot of times when we talk about the ugly,
Great.
it's pretty
Man.
it's pretty ugly. Like there's something bad that's happened in this space. Something bad's happened with crypto. This week, it does have to do with this space, but it has to do with a particular space. So at 5 o'clock Central Time today, which is August 4th.
Wow.
Wow.
2 days.
We are hosting a space on Twitter. And we are going to do this every 2 weeks. It's a giveaway space. This is Holly's idea. She somehow conned me into
Conned you.
co-hosting this space with her, which I've never done before. That's why this gets the ugly. But Holly, tell people a little bit about what this space is and what we're trying to accomplish with it.
So basically, I want to accomplish unity. This space is for anybody and everybody. Every other week is going to be different tokens giveaways. So this week is going to be BNB, SafeMoon, and Bbtf. Since it is Bbtf's birthday tomorrow, and I think everybody kind of wants to win tokens, at that point. And then like next week we can do the Ethereum side where I give some Ethereum and NFTs, and I just feel like we need to bring more unity into our space. Everybody tends to be a little divided based off the projects, and honestly we should just be proud that there are projects for us to all support. So it's about fun for me. I used to do this in the past with Nurse, and we used to have so much fun, and so I want to bring that back. It's been a long time, and I'm really nervous, you guys, to do a space. Like really, really nervous.
It'll be good.
You're going to be hitting a home run.
Yeah.
I'm gonna trip her.
Right. Josh is gonna do something.
Yeah.
But honestly, just about fun and bringing that back to crypto for me at least. And I hope everybody else has fun with it. So the coolest thing is we're gonna play Family Feud, trivia, and rock paper scissors this
Ooh.
week or today.
That's how you're gonna win crypto, right?
Yes. So like rock, paper, scissors is going to be for BNB. And then Family Feud is going to be for BBTF. And the coolest thing is these involve multiple people. So it's not just, pick one winner to come up and play. Like Family Feud is going to have 8 different people that get to play all together.
That's going to be chaos. Pure
That's
chaos.
like what I'm about. If you guys haven't noticed, I love chaos. Yeah,
Well,
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
And I will say, too, that, you know what, whenever you approached me with the idea and I agreed to do it, we talk a lot about positivity on this program, and we talk a lot about unity and how we really do want everyone to succeed.
Yeah.
And it kind of was a no-brainer to me because it's like, all right, let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's start doing that. Let's start helping where we can. And like you said, I want everybody to realize, I know this won't come out before tonight, but moving forward, this space is for everyone. And so if you can't get behind that somebody you may not like on this space is participating, then maybe this space isn't for you. So maybe it's not for everyone.
Yes.
But put your differences aside. Let's all get together. Let's all have a good time.
Have fun.
Yeah, and have some fun.
I don't like free money. I mean, you would be crazy to go against it, right?
Do co-hosts get the win?
No.
No.
That's why I'm not co-host.
I'm out.
There we go. We can win.
Yeah, Caleb's
I'm
like,
gonna win.
now he's going to show up.
Yeah, we're gonna win.
No,
Well,
but
and to y'all's point, if you're out there wishing bad on another project, it doesn't help the space at all. When you have new people coming in and that's the first project that they put their feet in and something bad happens, they're not coming back. So you want to root on you want all of the projects to succeed and, keep thriving because those new people will bring other new people. And if their first experience is a bad one, they're not going to keep bringing new people into the space.
Yeah.
you're 100%
Absolutely
right. I don't care if that's a $10,000 investment or $10 investment. If it just goes south, then they're not going to get back in. They're going to be done. And there's an old adage of, if you have a great experience, you usually tell 1 or 2 people. If you have a horrible experience, you usually tell 10 to 12 people. Same thing in this space. So it is something that we really do need to be rooting for one another. So it should be a lot of fun, Holly. I really don't know why you're nervous. You've done this 1,000 times before.
You know what, though? I haven't hosted. So it's so crazy. And I was thinking about this because I'm like, why am I nervous? I do a podcast every week. Like, why?
Yeah.
Well, it's the fact that I can't see your face. And I'm talking to you, and I can't see whether you're enjoying what I'm doing or completely hating and rolling your eyes at me. And so I'm so nerve-wracking because, like, with you guys, I can see you, and I just know in the back of my mind nobody's listening right now. And so
I feel attacked right now for not having a camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see?
Are you rolling your eyes at us?
Yeah. He's down there with the double birds.
I'm rolling it so hard right now.
So hard.
They're stuck.
Well,
but
so
we'll see.
Drew spoke up here, so I think this is a perfect segue to get into your guys' project. So, Rabbit, you and Drew, however you guys want to do it, the floor is yours. I would just ask that you would kind of educate some people on what you got going on, some of the things that you want to make sure people know, and we'll have some follow-up questions and go from there. But right now, the floor is yours, so have at it.
Okay, well, I'll go first. My name is Jaren, but most people call me Rabbit or know me as Crypto Rabbit in this space. And I am the director of PR. I am joined with Drew, who's our director of education. He just came on to help us with our educators. We have, ambassadors, which is like a moderator, and then we have educators who are people with, big voices in the space that are helping educate others about Vitreus. So Vitreus, if I had to put it in a nutshell, I would say we are a tech startup that utilizes blockchain technology to assist regulated industries like banking, insurance, energy, global, wealth management firms with compliance. So our CEO, he actually has his own wealth management firm. It's an RIA firm, a registered investment advisor firm. And, they deal with the SEC on a regular basis. And the time and the energy and the resources that go into helping these companies stay compliant is a lot. And a lot of times you have to buy like 10 different softwares that maybe only do one thing instead of, one software that does everything. So he saw this need and he was like, hey, we could build this. We can build a system to help these firms with their compliance. It'll do all the data storage, data management, data interactivity, and then we also have an AI component. Her name is Comply IQ, and she's going to be doing a lot of that, assisting with the data that gets put in, managing it, giving recommendations, telling you what you're missing, those types of things, so that way these firms can reduce their compliance costs. And that reduction could be software fees, it could be how many employees they need, how many audits that they need, and when they come in and get audited, if they do better on an audit, you have less audits, so those types of things. And we have a I don't know if you're familiar with Polkadot, but our system is somewhat similar to theirs. So we have a main relay chain called Vitreus, and then there are several parachains off of it. So we have like a finance chain, we have an energy chain, and then we also have another publicly accessible chain called Power Plant, and that's where our token will reside. And our token is a commodity utility token. So you will use it to stake for energy, which is needed across all of the platform for any time you transact. So, like if you're on Ethereum and you transact, you need Ethereum to transact. You won't need that. You would have this energy, the energy, to transact, and you can get that by staking, or you can go and buy it. So that's what makes it a utility token, is that you're using your token to create energy for the entire ecosystem, and you can sell your energy to Vitreus to use for other things. So like so-and-so comes on and they need energy, you're selling it to Vitreus to use for that. So it's a lot. Like our biggest struggle has been trying to make this more digestible for people coming in. And that's something that Drew's really helped us with, is like, how do we make this grand vision that we have? And, things are moving very quickly. Like we're almost, our relay chain is done. We're entering testnet now. We have been moving very quickly and trying to educate people about what we're doing when we are on the cusp of, going to mainnet and doing community testing and eventually trading has been a real struggle for us. So that's why we have Drew here. Drew helps with the education and kind of helping making things more simplified for when we talk to the community about what we're doing. So is there anything that I didn't cover, or any question that you might have, or Drew, anything that you think I might have missed?
Oh, there's so much. We could spend hours discussing. Honestly, the 30,000 foot is great, Jaren. You did a good job. But let me start first by saying, Crypto Boys and Holly, thanks for having us on. This is so cool to get to share what we're doing and what we're building for people. So thanks for putting the space together. We love doing these things, and I hope we get to do it again.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yes.
Oh, we love it, man. One of the major responsibilities is me running the CAT program, which is called the Community
Advocacy.
Sorry, COVID is still kicking my butt. Community advocacy team. And basically we have our ambassadors, which are what we're calling moderators. They're ambassadors. And then we have the educators, and they all roll up under Jaren and myself to make sure the messaging and everything that we're doing is the same across all platforms. So if we have someone who makes videos, or someone who's putting a tweet out or whatever, it's all the same messaging, and it's kind of seal of approval for us, right? So that's sort of what we're doing to make sure anybody does anything, it's the same. So that's one of the main things I'm doing. I'm also helping on the tech side of things. I'm wearing a couple of different hats. They're pulling me in to help design our node validators. So when we go live, people can run and operate their own V node, as we're calling them. And basically it's a validator of the chain, right? So when transactions happen, they go through a validating node. And this product lets people sort of run it like a Web3 business, right? So you're going to have your own V node. You can advertise it. You have a fun name. You can set your own no-code contracts, certain terms, certain percentage of rewards. It's all up to the operator. But I'm helping design that, and we're going to be rolling that out for some closed beta testing, probably late Q3, maybe early Q4. We're really excited to put that in people's hands and roll that out. Some of the other things we do is... almost spilled the beans. Can't say that. Let me move on to the next thing. Any questions?
So
We can
I
edit
almost
it if
stole it.
needed.
Yeah, we can always edit.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. We're good.
Okay.
I didn't say anything.
I do have a question for you though, when you start talking about nodes. So it seems like the way you guys are doing nodes is different than what I've ever seen before. Then, if you
Yes.
can advertise that and make it your own.
Uh-oh, did I lose signal?
No,
I lost signal. You said that I've ever seen, and then my connection went out. That's on me. I apologize.
Oh, sorry. So, because I'm heavily invested in other projects that have nodes, but it's basically one of those deals where you buy them and then you just sit back and just hope something happens. So, but with your guys, it seems totally different. How did you guys come up with that? And is
So
there a
basically,
reason why? Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's part
Go ahead,
of
Jay, I've got bad
the
signal.
It's okay. It's part of the utility portion. So to make it a utility token, there can't be a passive aspect. You have to be engaged. You have to be working for the V energy, working for your rewards. So our V nodes are a little box, little cute computer, and you just plug it in, sync it to your app. So you have your V app, you connect it, and then you start earning V energy. Now that V energy, to turn it into Vitreus, you would have to either sell it to the broker or you can use it on the chain to facilitate transactions. So there is an aspect of you having to participate. You have to be sitting there, interacting with your V energy. It doesn't just and it can only accumulate so much. So you have to go in and check it and convert it or use it. So that's a little different than most projects where you can just stake and just let it roll. You don't have to sit there and monitor it. If you are a node, if you're a validator where you're letting other people stake on your node, you have to make the contracts and you have to make sure that whatever stipulations you have, are you getting 80% on your return on commitment? Are you getting bonuses into your pool? Making sure those get dispersed out.
Yeah, you also can set X amount. If you want to stake on my node, you have to have at least X amount of Vitreus, or if you want to do it, you have to do at least 6 months. There's a lot of different types of contracts each operator can set up, which sort of makes it like a business piece, and they need to be active and engaged, right? So what Jared was saying earlier is the V nodes only can hold so much V energy. Then you need to act on it. You need to sell it back to the broker or use it or whatever, so that you can continue generating and holding more V energy. So it's not like set it and forget it. You need to be engaged and working it like a business.
But the good thing is that relatively our V nodes are pretty inexpensive compared to some projects. Right now, the first batch is going to be $6.59, I believe. After that, our next batch, they'll go up to $8.99. But you only need one VTRS to stake technically. Or you could stake on someone else's node if you don't want to be a node validator. If that's not something I don't want to have to deal with the upkeep of making sure I have internet all the time and, that it's work, power, all that stuff. You could stake on someone else's node. So it's pretty easy for most people to get involved in staking if that's what they want to do. It's if you stake on Ethereum, you have to have 32 ETH, and that's a lot. I mean, that's almost 60 grand.
It's a little bit.
Yeah.
See, I think that's really cool, though, guys, because I'm the type of guy that would love to have nodes that people can stake on and be the validator and be a part of it. But I can totally see other people not wanting to do that. But in other projects that I'm involved in, that's not even an option. It's just here it is, and you walk away, and it's that time of the month. I need to go check it. I need to harvest it or whatever. But I think that's a great idea. Yeah. And I like your price point. I like your price point, though, because I think that separates the people that are really going to be active, right? You're not going to throw that kind of money at someone and just walk away and be like, if I go buy 10 nodes, I'm going to be paying attention to what's happening. I'm going to be active with it. So
you can only have one node per wallet.
Hey, but
I was going to say, and I'm
get
sure
more than one wallet.
Well, yeah, but
sign your kids up.
There we go.
But I'm sure
the running of the node, the being a validator, I am not that. I don't know. I just don't pay too much attention to things. I get sidetracked very easy, and so if I'm on somebody's node, perfect, easy.
Right.
let me just stake on yours.
But that's what
Yeah,
makes
some
it
people,
perfect,
they
right?
don't want that responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect for you, Holly, and it's perfect for me.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I could manage that, but I'm sure bandwidth has an issue. Is a big issue there too. Like if you have more nodes, it's not.
So basically, our nodes help
You're
secure the
wrong.
network. So we actually want B nodes all over the planet. We want them everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And the usage, like as far as like power consumption, even we took a very fine-tooth comb to say, how can we make this the most power efficient device? Because if you're going to be a V node operator, you don't want to spend most of your overhead or most of your income to pay for your overhead, your power, and your internet, right? So this is only going to max draw like 120 watts. That's like 2 old light bulbs. That's nothing.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
That's good.
And as far as internet, the more people we have, the stronger the chain is, the more secure it is. The more people staking their tokens, the more strong the LP is. It's all part of the strengthening of the system by having more people.
Okay.
And one thing we didn't mention in regards to the staking is there is a second level to staking. So we have something called the VIP, which is where if you are a node validator or you are someone who is staking, if you soft lock your tokens for 1 year, you get what is called VIP. And VIP is, we have Vitreus, our chain, and then our software is underneath a separate company called Collaborative Digital. And VIP is you get 3% of the gross revenue. So top line revenue, 3% of that goes into a pool. And if you stake your tokens for 1 year and you do not sell your tokens, then you get a portion of that revenue, that 3%.
Okay.
That's good.
So you say soft lock. What's soft lock mean? It's not complete. I can get rid of them if I needed to.
A penalty or
Yep,
a fee?
you still
Yeah,
still
you can
own
get
them, you
out,
still
but
have
there's just a
possession of
penalty.
them.
Okay. Yeah, because that's one thing we've done before is we've locked tokens for a year and you can't even touch them, can't do anything with them, and it backfired
you can
on
get
me
out.
bad.
A
So
little syrup,
You can get out. There's just a penalty,
Yeah.
and that's
Thanks, Pancake.
kind of one of those things where we want to make sure that the people entering VIP are, they know what they're getting into. They realize it's for a year. This is like for the maxis who are really gonna, they want to stick it out. They want to be here for a year. So there is a fee if you try to get out. But you don't have to stake your whole bag into VIP either. And so if you want to just stake half your bag or whatever, you can do that too.
Okay.
Wow.
that's awesome. So a guy like me that wants to go all in on stuff all the time can actually have like 5 wallets and own 5 nodes.
If you had so you have to.
No. So, no, you can't.
She said just one.
And here's the good thing: you don't need more than one.
Okay.
Period. And to get one, you have to clear a KYC, a cyber ID. So you can have John Doe, have one B node, and that's it. And if you have someone else in your family, they can complete a KYC and run a node. But again, there's no point. Once you
Gotcha.
have one B node, you're good to go. And you wouldn't
Okay.
want one. You wouldn't want to split up those stakings to different pools. You want to put all in one and get as much generation as you can out of that single B node.
That's a good point.
Right. And you want to make sure your internet's stable all the time.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. That's
One
guys.
thing too.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I was going to say is one thing too is the KYC portion of our power plant chain. So if you hold Vitreus, you have to do what's called a NAC, a network access credential, which is basically a very low tier KYC, like you would do for an exchange. And then if you are a node operator, then you would do a cyber ID, which is a step above. I know a lot of people like the pseudo anonymous aspect of crypto, myself being one of them.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of countries are moving to where you will have to KYC. I know in the UK, that's already something that's, being implemented is there is a KYC aspect. But it also helps secure the chain because if you're a bad actor, you're not going to come on and give us your personal information and then, try to attack the chain because now we know who you are. But in that sense, that information is not stored with Vitreus. That information is verified by a third party, and then they basically send us a ZK proof saying you are who you say you are. So we do a KYC, but we don't actually hold your info. We just get a proof saying that you are who you say you are, and we go from there. And then
kind of like when you go to the fair to get alcohol, you get a wristband after you show your ID. You don't have to show your ID to everybody. You just got the wristband saying that you've cleared it.
Yeah, $20
might be the greatest analogy of all time.
Yeah, I can relate with that. $20 on bottomless
I have earned my
drinks.
keep this week. Let's go.
There you have.
Bottomless drinks. What color are you?
And one other thing I was going to say is in regards to the VIP and the income that comes from our software, we have a whole suite of software that we are creating. So like I mentioned, Comply IQ, which is our AI engine. So she can be used for anything. And there's a whole, we have what's called Essentials, which is like kind of like our login portal that'll help with all the data interactivity and management. We are working on something called Advisor Retire, which some advisors, when they go to sell their books, if they're not with like a big firm, where like in a big firm, typically you hire someone in and they take over, or they split it amongst the people in the firm. If you're a smaller RIA, you typically sell your book to somebody else. So Advisor Retire is kind of like a match portal where you can say, hey, I'm getting ready to retire. I want someone to take over my book. And Holly can say, hey, I want to buy your book. And so we will, so and there's a big market for that. So that's something that we're doing. We're working on doing Comply IQ for the energy sector. And what are some of our other software offerings, Drew? Do you remember offhand?
Acquiesce will be one. So where people can develop their own tools to put on our marketplace for people to buy and use is one of the things that it'll be down the road. But basically people, let's say you have your own RIA and you think of a tool that you need to be created to use. We don't have it. So you hire a developer, you create the tool, you publish it on our Acquiesce portal, and now people can go and use your tools.
Yes. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff on the software side that when it's bringing in revenue, will get put into that VIP pool. And then one thing to think about too is people ask about like upward buy pressure onto the chain. If you say Holly she has an energy company and she decides that she wants to run all of her data through Vitreus. We say, okay, your fee is XYZ and your V energy cost is going to be Y. So when she pays for her subscription, her Y will be sent in fiat to us, then converted to Vitreus, and then converted to V energy. So anytime these companies are coming in and using our software, they are paying for their V energy, and then that gets converted to Vitreus and then converted to V energy. So,
and now we don't have to expose our customers to crypto. We can just move forward with traditional finance stuff.
That is right now. Like, that's so perfect.
Yeah, a lot of these companies, they don't want crypto exposure, but they do want access to blockchain technology. And so this is kind of a workaround for them. And, we had a lot of people ask, like, why didn't you just build on Ethereum? Like, why didn't you just build on, Polkadot or whatever? Vitreus is a permission chain. So you have to have permission to build on our chain. And that gives these companies coming in reassurance that their data and the stuff that they are putting on our chain is protected, because not everybody has access to that chain.
Which is super important if you're dealing with regulated industries. I mean, that's
correct.
Vital to them. So I could see that being a pretty big point to them. So let me ask you this then: how do people buy your token? How do people buy this?
Okay, right now. Go ahead, Drew.
Go ahead. Okay, so right now you can have USDC or Ethereum, and you purchase an NFT using our portal on our website, which we have 10 stages. We're currently paused through stage 4 because we burnt all of those tokens. So when we go live in 2 weeks, it'll be stage 5.
1 week. 1 week.
Sorry, 1 week. I'm still counting it as a full week. So anyway,
August 12th at 10 a.m.
Awesome.
Yep. When stage 5 goes live, you can interact with our portal by connecting your wallet using Ethereum or USDC. You can purchase as much as you want, and then if it's your first time, you'll get an NFT holding your place. Basically, it'll say, "This is your wallet. This is how many tokens you have," and then in Q3, later in Q3, we'll have it ready to go be claimed. Which, when our blockchain launches, you'll connect your wallet and say, okay, here's my NFT. I'm owed this many tokens. We send those tokens and wipe out the metadata off your NFT, so you have a zero balance on the NFT, but then you have all your Vitreus tokens in your wallet.
Oh, cool.
Gotcha.
So anybody that doesn't know about this, is kind of your website is a one-stop shop, right? They can learn more about it. They can buy what they need to buy and get involved that way. We'll,
Yes. So
we'll
you
definitely
could-
put that on this.
Oh,
on the link
description,
to the
yeah.
podcast. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
And then when we actually go live, we'll stop with the NFT thing, and then we'll have an on and off ramp to buy Vitreus tokens directly using fiat or whatever on ramp we go with.
Ah, okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, so you can go to vitreus.io. There, we have a light paper on there right now. We had a big white paper, which was actually like 40-something pages, and we
It's like a ring.
condensed. Yeah, so we condensed it to a light paper right now, and then so you can read that. And then we just encourage anybody to hop into our Discord. That's kind of our flagship right now. Hop into our Discord. We do not shy away from questions at all. Like, we have people asking us questions all day long. There's usually at least myself, and 99% of the time, our CEO Chad is in there, hitting question after question after question. So, we invite you to come in, ask your questions, hang out with us. We have a really positive, fun community. That's something that's very important to us. We work really hard to protect that energy, that positivity that we are growing there. So if you have questions, come join us, come hang out. We love our Discord. We love hanging out with the community. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Real quick, do you guys have any questions directly for me? Otherwise, I need to hop off.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I thought we were running up against your time.
It was just so much fun chatting. I wanted to stretch it.
Yeah, because I think you're about 15 minutes over what you said you needed to be. So, but I actually don't, Drew. I think you guys have done an excellent job of explaining what's going on. I've checked out your website. I would highly recommend anybody else going there and checking it out too. It's very easily navigated. And I wish you guys the best of luck. So, Drew, go take care of what you got to take care of. I'll talk to you on Discord later.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was so much fun chatting with you guys. I hope you guys have us again. This is fun.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Take care,
Bye,
everybody.
Drew.
Be well.
All right.
Bye.
Take care, Drew.
Bye.
Yeah.
One
So
cool thing that I just thought of, and then I'll shut up. We have a new platform coming out that starts when the next leg of our pre-sale kicks off, called BAM, which is a Vitreus affiliate marketing, which is basically, if you want to be an affiliate, you come in, you get a link, and anytime someone purchases through your link, once it hits $10,000 accumulated, you start earning 10% off of any buys that come through your link. So, if Holly comes in and she has a link and someone buys $15,000 off of her link, she gets 10% of that. So we actually have a new team member. His name is Vino, and he's handling all of that affiliate marketing. He's awesome. And I think that'll be really cool to help people, help the community bring new people into the project.
That'd be awesome.
agreed.
Yeah.
I think that
Vino,
is. Yeah, Holly's a huge fan.
Yeah.
I love
am
Vino.
a huge fan. He's, what? He's just like an amazing person, honestly. Like, he's super humble. He does not shy away from questions. He'll answer you as long as you're respectful. Like, you will get the answers you need from Vino. He's so smart. And so when you guys made that decision, I was like, perfect person for it. He's amazing. Yeah, it was.
I remember him from my days of gallivanting around the SafeMoon Discord. So yeah, I was like, we
It
need
all
that guy.
starts. All those paths cross again somewhere. It seems like so.
And that's like my favorite thing about crypto is, if your position at one company comes to an end for whatever reason, I mean, it doesn't always have to be a bad ending, right? There's always another community, another project within crypto that you can kind of jump right in and just get started, running, because
there's so much opportunity in this space right now that if you have any kind of Web3, knowledge or skills, People skills. It's really a great place to get your feet right now. I mean, it is basically a tech startup industry right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And new ideas coming out all the time, so you never know what direction we're headed in. Because I mean, you guys have a very unique business model. You guys have a very unique spot in this space. When I started to do some research on it, I thought this is something that I'm surprised took this long for somebody to think of.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. Right? It's not so far out there that people are like, what are you talking about? You know, it makes sense. And I think my first impression on what I've looked at this week and through what we've talked about is I think you guys are going to be highly successful. I really do.
Thank you.
So
I mean, so I don't know if you guys know this about Chad, but, you know, I said he has his own RIA firm. He actually let some of his FINRA licenses go, and he sold off some of his assets that he managed there to take on this responsibility. Like, he could not hold those licenses and be in this space. And so he believes in what he is doing that much that he let that go.
that is a big indicator to everyone out there that they probably should start believing too.
Yep.
When people are making it, willing to make those sort of sacrifices, then not only do you know they believe in it, but you know they're going to do whatever it takes to make it successful. So that's awesome.
One of the things that attracted me to Vitreus is you guys aren't just saying this is what we're going to have and launch your token. You literally are producing it and then launching the token. And so that's like a big deal that utility is there prior to, because there's hardly any tokens out there that have any type of utility before they launch. And so seeing like everything you guys have, and I mean, I feel like you're so far ahead of some of these other projects that, you know, came out 2 years ago or whatever, you know, you're just kind of ahead of the game. And I think that's amazing. Like, that's what is so intriguing to me.
Yeah, we always say that we're not a project, we're a company. We're, you know, that whole mentality I feel like needs to shift in this space. It's like, if we want people to take us seriously, we need to act seriously.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And, you know, we wanted to make sure that we had utility, we had staking, all of that available. So when we hit the ground running, we're hitting the ground running. You know, we don't want our community waiting and speculating when, you know, things are coming. So we're going to, you know, when we launch, we're going to be ready.
Yeah. Well, and I will tell you,
which
Holly,
I know
go ahead.
I know they're already getting really cool demos of Comply IQ. We had some of those the other day floating around the team, and that was pretty awesome to see her actually doing her job. So we say she's in preschool right now.
Well, yes. So the craziest thing is that is what I'm excited for the most, because that's what I do in real, like, that's my real job. I build AI bots, and so I am so excited about that, just because I probably will learn stuff from from Comply IQ that maybe I can implement in my job, or maybe just say, hey, you guys, maybe if you do it this way, this could help, you know, just to be like that extra layer of help. It's so, I don't know. I'm so excited about the Comply IQ, just because I'm so familiar with it.
Well, that's like, I'm on the opposite side of that. So I actually came from a large wealth management firm, and I was actually in compliance. I did compliance, HR, operations, all of that. So I was the one that was going through all of the paperwork and making sure it gets stored in these massive closets for 10 years on end, and, you know, all these things. So I've been on the other side of, like, I see the need for this. Like I've talked about in some of our previous conversations with other, I think it was a YouTube, I'm not 100% sure, I've slept since then, about, like, we had just closets and closets of paper that had to be held on to for like 10 years. And it's like, if we could scan that in and it gets parsed and, you know, put into the system, and like how our system wouldn't tell us if something's missing until like somebody pulled a report and then sent it to us. And then it was like, you know, pulling teeth getting people to update this stuff. So her being able to do all of these things, for these smaller companies is a big deal.
That is
Yeah.
huge. So two things. One, Holly, you touched on was the fact that the utility being there before the token. I don't think that can be stressed enough, right? Because how many times, and with the best intentions, we've seen projects launch with these great ideas. I mean, great ideas. And as they move forward, they realize, one, maybe it's not feasible. Or two, it's so far out there, maybe the technology doesn't even exist yet, or they don't have the funding for it, and then it falls away because it just, great idea, great people, it just can't make it happen. And so I'm an idea guy, like I jump on that. So if the idea is already implemented and then I can get involved, I'm super excited. The other thing that I learned, and Rabbit, watch out, it sounds like Holly wants to steal your idea for your AI bot. So she's excited about it.
I know, right?
She's going to steal information is what I got out of that.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, be careful.
Like, I'm going to hack it.
She's so excited.
I would never do that.
We actually
That's what I got out of that, Holly. I'm sorry, but that's what I pulled out of that.
Never do that. But yes, I that's like my favorite part of Vitreus, which is so crazy because you guys have, nodes and all that stuff, and mine is like an AI bot. Like it's so crazy.
Yeah, the nodes are usually what I'm pretty excited about. I'm actually very excited about our energy chain. So like our RIA chain will probably be something where it's easier to onboard people on, but the subscription would be lower. Whereas the energy chain will probably take longer to onboard people, but the subscription would be higher. We actually have one company called Avangrid that came on to be a beta tester for our energy chain, and we actually have another company that we're working with as well. That they are wanting to do a beta testing too. So I'm really excited to see that chain come live. But I know like ComplyQ is Taylor's baby, and Taylor is our head of product design, and he always calls her his baby. We have a ComplyQ Twitter, which I actually run and I troll people with. As an AI bot, and so he's always on there like saying that she's his baby, and I'm like, I'm not calling you daddy.
You know what? Because a lot goes into programming these things, and it's crazy because all of my bots are girls too, and so I call them all girls. Like it's so crazy. And so you spend more time building and perfecting these bots that they feel so real. And so you do call them your babies. Like all of my bots are my babies. Don't mess with her because she's mine. Like, so I get where he's coming from.
Possessive. Wow.
Yes.
My husband makes me because when I use chat GPT, I always say please and thank you. I'm like, look, if at any chance these things like become sentient and try to remember that I was nice to her.
Remember, yep.
Terminator actually happens. Hey, I was the nice one that said thank you and please. Well, before we move on to the next segment, because it was kind of convenient how Drew was able to like back out before we got to like some fun, personal, wacky stuff of the podcast. No, I'm just giving him a hard time. Is there anything else that we haven't touched on that maybe you want to make sure people know about? I feel like you've done a really good job explaining, just so you know.
The problem is there's so much stuff. Like
there is a lot.
It's really hard to cover all of it. No, I can't think of anything right now. I mean, like I said, if there's anything people have questions on or they want elaboration on, we don't shy away from questions. Come hop into our Discord. You can find it on our Twitter account, which is Twitter or I guess, I don't know if it's X now, Vitreus chain. Or you can just go to Vitreus.io and come hop into our Discord. Like I said, I'm always there. Chad is 99% of the time there, unless he's chasing like fish or bears or something. And he likes to hunt. And so, we're always in there. We don't shy away from questions. Taylor, I ping Taylor in there like all the time to answer tech heavy questions if it's something that we can answer that's not patent protected. We do have some patents pending on some of our stuff like Comply AQ. So yeah, we don't shy away from questions. Come hang out with us. We'd love to have you in our community. So.
Well, you'll definitely see us in your Discord probably later today. We'll get in there. But honestly, this was an interview that was kind of hard to prepare for because you guys do have so much stuff. And, we do try to keep it to where we can keep people's attention spans for a certain amount of time, and I wanted people, was excited about having you guys on, excited about what you have going on. And so I think that we've never done this live before, but I think we need to make each other a promise that you guys come back, because I think as time evolves, there's going to be other things that we should talk about. But I will commend you. You have done a great job explaining what you've got going on. So,
I was worried. I'm always worried that tech questions are going to come out because I it's a lot, and then like the tech questions are pretty techy. Like we always joke, Taylor had like massive whiteboards in his office, and then now he started doing like on the computer, and he has like these massive like drawings of like how the ecosystem works. And for a while, even some of them had like stick figures, and we're like, Taylor, you can't do the stick figures. Like, you gotta So he's the master. We always joke he's the evil mastermind. Like Taylor is amazing. So he handles the tech questions way better. I handle more of the community aspect better. So yeah. But I was really excited to come on, and I'm glad that you had us. So.
Well, before it gets super weird, if you ever need anything from us, let us know.
It's going to get weird.
Yeah, because when we get into Caleb's Choice,
You never know.
you never know what's going to happen. So if you ever need anything, please let us know. We never know what that looks like, but we're always willing to help. So super excited for you guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Amazing. This was such an amazing interview. You guys made me even more bullish. Like I was already leaning towards that.
Me too.
Because I got into pre-sale 3, I think, finally. I think I got into pre-sale 3, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And then, one of my friends, he actually was the one that said, hey, check this out. And I'm like, I already have been. I've been watching Spidey because Spidey's vlogs are amazing and informative, and there was not really I couldn't poke holes to see anything that was bad about this project. Like not one thing that I was like, everything I was just like, crap, this is amazing.
We love Spidey. Spidey's awesome. Sat down and helped him with those blogs. Like I said, we really don't shy away from questions. If people are like, hey, I want to write a blog, or I want to write a paper or a Twitter post or whatever, like, can you help us? We're like, oh yeah, come sit down. We'll answer your questions. We'll make sure you get the right information, that kind of thing.
Love it. Love the transparency and the willingness to that. You don't see it a lot in other companies. So I just really appreciate that it's just easily, you guys are just easily accessible to the everyday consumer. So that's awesome.
Yes, yeah. And my DMs are always open. So I mean, if Discord's not your thing, just come hop in my DMs and on Twitter. You can even email me at Jaren@Vitreus.io. You can email me, and I really do not shy away from questions. If I don't have the answer, I will find you the answer, so long as it's not patent protected.
Yeah, Holly and I's brain works a lot very similar to where when we do look into these businesses or projects, that we do try to poke holes in them because it's our hard-earned money that we're putting into it. I couldn't find any either. So the only thing you've got to pass is Caleb's Choice. If you can pass that, then
my gosh,
you may have glowing reviews.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's time for Caleb's Choice.
His choice.
His rules.
All right. We're back.
All right.
Last week we did a little bit of trivia, or 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
So today I'm going to start off with a riddle.
Oh man.
Oh, no.
It's not a hard one. It's just
Okay.
get the All right. What rock group consists of 4 famous men that cannot sing?
What rock group?
What rock group consists of 4 famous men that cannot sing?
Mount
California.
Rushmore.
Yeah. Good job.
What did you say?
Mount Rushmore.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never would have got that.
All right, here we go. What smell brings you back to a childhood memory? So, what smell?
Oh,
The old, the Old Spice, like it was in
Yeah.
the old bottles.
Your grandpa's
Oh,
aftershave
yeah.
or
Like
whatever.
the porcelain
Yeah,
bottles with the
porcelain
weird
bottles.
top on it. Yeah.
Yep. With the little spinny top. Yep.
Yeah.
I think everybody's grandfather had that.
Oh yeah.
What about you? You had a chance to think about this.
Pipe tobacco or pipe smoke from our
grandpa.
grandpa. Our grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holly, you got one?
yeah. So mine is sunscreen. It takes me back to when I was little, we used to go to the community pool and have the best time. Like our whole friends would go there because it was a tiny little town, little community. So we just used to have the best time. But sunscreen, that really takes me right back to when I was little.
Rabbit, what about you?
So my family is from Florida, the Panhandle of Florida, and for the longest time, my grandmother, my dad's mother, lived there, and her house always smelled like bacon and mothballs.
Oh.
And
That's a good
my
combo.
parents never let us.
Yeah.
My mom never let us eat bacon, so like that was like the thing. When we went to Granny's house, like she had bacon every morning. She had boiled peanuts in the afternoon after we got back from the beach. I mean, so anytime I smell bacon and mothballs together, it's like, oh, Granny's house.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so mine's food too. It's popcorn.
Okay.
Because my dad used to, it was a big deal for us on Saturday nights. He would like actually put it on the stove and like pop popcorn, and we would play board games, and that smell of popcorn always brings me back to those nights, which we did a lot.
I have a whirly pop. Have you seen those?
Oh, a what?
Whirly pop? A whirly pop.
Oh, the one where you crank it while it's on the stove?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have one of those. I
Those are
freaking
awesome.
love that thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
use it all the time.
My dad just had a pan, and he would just sit there and kind of shake it around, and then he'd put a lid on it, and he'd get nuts with it and make tons of popcorn. But
Getting crazy.
yeah, those were. I just came across one the other day, and it has some weird. Well, you were with
Yeah.
me.
It's at the church,
that crank
isn't it?
on
Yeah.
it, and it turned. Yeah, that's cool.
It's
All
awesome.
right. My last one for the day. If somebody steals your favorite pet, he holds it ransom, and you have to sing a song, what song are you going to sing? You have to know all the lyrics to it. So
Oh,
what's-
hell.
That pet's dead.
What?
I'm not. I ain't getting it back.
What? You gotta sing what?
You gotta sing a song. You get basically
But
the
you,
song.
but you have to know all the
words to.
lyrics to the song to get your pet back.
Greg's is some
Oh.
Luke Bryan song.
Yeah, I could. I mean, there's a lot of songs I could sing.
Yeah.
All you know all the lyrics.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's one of them?
Sing it now.
You don't want that. But I will.
There's so many. I know a lot of songs.
Yeah. I grew up in
Uh,
music, so I'm like I can hear a song one time and know it forever.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a lot of
You guys
country
have-
songs.
I'm gonna cheat on mine. But
What is it?
Tequila.
Oh, tequila.
Herman.
Oh.
One word.
Maybe That Summer by Garth Brooks.
Okay.
See, mine's actually probably a
That's a
Garth
good
Brooks
one.
song too.
Yeah.
Friends
For
in
Wild
Low Places,
Horses.
I think I could sing the.
Oh
not
yeah,
mess
my
up.
gosh.
Yeah.
I love
'Cause
90s country.
If it's one of those deals where you like mess up and they die,
Yeah.
then I would want to make sure I didn't mess up. So it'd be probably
Yeah.
Friends in Low Places.
Yeah, a Garth Brooks song.
See, I know a lot of people are like, like I grew up with 90s country, so like 90s country is like my jam, like that and classic rock. But I know a lot of people who like 90s country are like hardcore like Garth fans, which like, okay, y'all are going to hate me for this, but I feel like Garth Brooks is overrated.
Agreed.
And
Yeah.
100%.
I don't disagree with
Clint
that.
Black is underrated.
I agree with
Clint Black
that.
is
Yeah.
so much better.
Yeah.
I
amen.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
100%.
Yeah.
So on that, I've seen them both in concert, and both concerts are amazing. But Clint Black's, to me, was amazing because it was so intimate and it wasn't in, you know, a huge stadium where you couldn't even, like, literally were probably 10 rows from where he was. And it was so good. And I forgot so many songs that he sung. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it just took me back to the 90s of, that was amazing. So you get a pass on that one because concert-wise, he is definitely better just because it was so intimate.
Well, the thing that soured me on Garth Brooks is when they used to have the MTV Cribs, and he answered the door in like a NBA jersey and a huge gold chain with his hat on backwards like he was a rapper, and I was like, but that's how he talked too. He was like who he is on stage is not who he is in real life. Where I feel like Clint Black probably is the same person.
I do too.
So,
what was that song? There was a song my dad, I know I have it something. Okay, there's this song growing up my dad listened to all the time by Clint Black, and it was really popular on the radio, and then like forever you never heard it. And it was kind of like when iPhones like became a thing and you could download music on iPhones again. And that started, and there's a song by Clint Black that they don't play very much, but it's like literally the best Clint Black song. It's called Nobody's Home. And I found that song for my dad, and he was so just like so happy when he found that song again, when music came back, you know, when we were able to find songs easily. But that song's always stuck with me because my dad loves it so much. It's called Nobody's Home. So if you have a minute, go listen to it by Clint Black. It's a really good song.
I've heard it, but it has been forever. I'm going to listen to it on the way home.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah, there you go.
So what was your song, Holly? What are you picking?
If
you mess it up, your animal dies.
Yeah.
All of them.
I definitely have to go with, and you guys probably have no idea, but it's called Angel Baby by Rosie and the Originals. It's super old, but I literally have listened to that song probably 1,000 times in my lifetime because it's my favorite, and I know every single word. Oh, my dogs are fighting.
Save your dog.
Save it.
You gotta see. He's like,
Start
better
singing.
know it.
My big dog Tank passed by her, and she's just a cranky old lady and got mad over that. So I don't know. She's weird. But yes, Angel Baby, Rosie and the Originals, one of my favorites, and I know every word. Every word.
Gotcha.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, everybody answered?
Yeah.
Okay. Holly, what's your question for us?
Okay, so what age would you prefer to stay forever?
21.
Didn't you ask this once?
No, Caleb's was it, would you rather be 15 or...
Okay.
And you wanted to be a teenager living with your parents forever.
I was gonna say I instinctively want to say 15.
You still
21. I can do everything I want to be able to do, and I won't hurt as much as I do now.
Can you at least say 25 so you can rent a car without having to pay extra?
Oh, yeah.
Sheesh.
No.
You want to pay extra?
I want to pay extra.
You want to pay extra?
Yeah, actually, any time in my 20s would be fine. I'd be good with any of those years.
I'd be good in my 30s. I'll say 30.
15.
15.
Yeah, I knew it.
Let's stay with this.
Greg wants to be 3 forever.
Forever young, you know? Forever young. Come
We're
on.
going to edit that out.
Yeah.
What about you, Rabbit? What age?
I don't know. I like the 20s because it was just me and my husband, but I'm 36 now, and I would probably say like somewhere between like 30 and 33.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Around the
age.
time when my kids were born.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm right now. I'm really happy, but I know when I hit 40, I'm gonna start crying. So yeah.
I am only like a little over a year away from hitting 50, so yeah, it's insane. My brain still feels 21. It's just my body doesn't cooperate with that.
Like, no.
Holly, did you answer your own question?
No, but I think it's going to shock you all. I would want to stay 40 forever.
Wow.
40.
Yeah,
40's not bad either.
I feel like I'm just so now it's so crazy because I feel like my 20s were very much like learning and trying to get, into a good place overall. My 30s were really to establish that good place that I'm in. And now that I'm 40, I feel like everything's just kind of aligned and there. Like I can
And you can
do
just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And that
you're right.
so far I loved being in my 40s. So if I could stay this age and be as happy as I am today, sold.
You know what?
I mean,
That's a really good point.
I don't want to be young. I mean, let's just be honest. Like in my 20s, I dated some real like weirdos, right? And now I look at, the 25-year-olds and there is no way in hell I could go back to dating a 25-year-old. And yeah, so I mean, at this age, I'm good. Like I'm happy, and yeah, nope.
I like the mental clarity that's come with this age. Like
Yes.
the person that I am now.
Yeah.
versus
I was
the person I was then.
pretty awesome in my 20s, though. Like, I've been pretty awesome for a long time, so, No, you know what, Ollie? I think you convinced me. I think you're right. I think 40 is probably it. I think you're good there.
Everything is just like you could finally enjoy everything because you kind of, for the most part, like your career and just who you want to be in general is kind of figured out by now. I mean, and now you just enjoy that.
Yeah, and you can relax and just appreciate things.
Enjoy the
Yep.
adventure.
You're not wrong. Well, Rabbit, take this opportunity to thank you again for coming on. It's been a blast. I honestly can't wait to see what things you guys accomplish in the future, and can't wait to have you on again. So, thank you very
we'll
much.
definitely
for coming
come
on.
back if you'll have us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we'll definitely come back if y'all have us.
Yeah, I was thinking, well, maybe like after launch, once that's kind of established and just kind of going, we can have you guys back and you guys can tell us all about, what you went through with launch and all the different aspects of that. I think that would be fun.
I think it'd be
Yeah,
super cool.
we'll definitely be in a different building phase at that point because right now, our focus is just getting Vitreus, power plant, essentials, comply AQ up, and then once we get past that, we'll be building a whole bunch of different, phase 2, which is like acquiesce and advisor retire and those types of things. So we'll just be in a different place then, and yeah, it'd be cool to talk about.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we will see you in the Discord sooner than later, I'm sure. And troll us all you want. We're all about it.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
but thanks again for coming on.
I'm the troll on Twitter, so if you see ComplyQ trolling somebody, it's me.
We get along with a lot of trolls on Discord and Twitter, so
Fun
it's all
trolling.
good.
It's not mean trolling. It's fun trolling.
Fun trolling.
If it gets mean trolling, that's when we send Caleb after you. So watch out.
No, you don't do me. It's fine.
All right. Well, thank you again, and guys, have a great weekend, and God bless.
Be kind.
Bye, guys. Thank you for having me.
I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.